Am I live? Okay, so I'm back tonight. I literally I am back, and we are going to call this the art of seduction because, as you can see to the right, or maybe your left, whatever, you'll see the art of seduction right here by Robert Greene, and then you'll see the 48 Laws of Power, which I have already addressed in one of my videos. And don't mind my nails, guys. I've been on a natural nail thing for the past year. I used to keep my nails done all the time, but at a certain point, I'm actually going to get back to doing my nails all the time. Because right now, I kind of like the freedom. I've been able to play my instrument, do a lot. All right, so I'm not going to spend too much time with you. I'm going to open up the book in one place, and then we're going to go there. And since I opened it up right here, we're going to get started right here. And we're going to go to... This is the second part of the book, because the book is broken up into 2 different pieces. You know that, right? The book is not exactly... Yeah, there's like a breaking point in the book. I want to see where the breaking point. Part 2, the seductive process. Exactly. So when I opened up the book, we were brought right to the seductive process. So I'm not going to review this whole book for you guys, but I am going to say that there's a lot of gems in this book, and you have to know how to read this book. This is not a book that you read from cover to cover straight through. This is a book that you turn through and you reference stuff and you read things that are most pertinent. And if you need details, you can look on the sides. Like, they make it very easy, like a guide almost. So, this is perfect. So I opened it up at the right place, because in my earlier video, we were talking about the types of Black women that men used to uplift back in the day. And I mentioned my girl, Josephine Baker. And it literally says on page 225, when Josephine Baker moved to Paris in 1925 as part of an all-Black review, her exoticism made her an overnight sensation. So that was just something I spoke about in my earlier video about Lonnie Love, about women needing to be held up to a certain esteem to be sexy. And sometimes men from other races do other us, but at the same time, it makes us more exotic. So if we have to go to France, or if we have to go to Germany or Italy to become exotic and be, taken care of, and that's what we have to do. And Josephine Baker understood it better than anybody else, and she was an artiste, and she understood that, and a real Black woman. So I'm just going to read what it says. Most people are locked in their own. Okay, so in this part 2 of the book, page 219, chapter 7, Enter Their Spirit, it's called. That's what I opened up randomly. Most people are locked in their own words, making them stubborn and hard to persuade. The way to lure them out of their shell and set up your seduction is to enter their spirit. Play by their rules. Enjoy what they enjoy. Adapt yourself to their moods. In doing so, you will stroke their deep-rooted narcissism and lower their defenses. Hypnotized by the mirror image you present, they will open up, becoming vulnerable to your subtle influence. Soon, you can shift the dynamic. Once you have entered their spirit, you can make them enter yours at a point when it is too late to turn back. Indulge your targets, every mood and whim, giving them nothing to retreat against or resist. Guys, it is so crazy how I opened this book up in a similar place that I opened up the Power Book. Because when I opened up the Power Book for you guys the other day, it said, catch a sucker, play a sucker to catch a sucker. And you play on people's need to feel important, play on people's need to feel smart and intelligent, to dominate them and usurp power from them in an inadvertent way. It's just, you have to understand it to understand it. But this is pretty much the same exact thing. You're entering their spirit. I didn't mean to open it here, guys, but this book knows where I belong. You enter their spirit. You have to make it a little bit of an addiction. People need to feel like every time they come around you, their egos go through the roof. They need to feel like without you, their spirit is broken without you. The minute they feel that is the minute that you know you've entered their spirit and you will be able to seduce them and maybe even have power over them if it gets to that point. But you can seduce anybody by making them feel like they're important and making them feel like you're listening to them. And honestly, you are listening to them because you need to develop a strategy. So you're actually listening, actually be listening. The way to lure them out of their shell. Okay, so you enter their spirit. And the thing is, with a lot of these men, the way to enter their spirit is right here. These titties. You know, if you're a girl with an ass, I don't have a OD big ass, but I have a pretty nice one. Like if you're a girl that has a decent ass. But I think my body's very proportional because I have a really nice, like, figure shape. Sorry, I'm in my old ass clothes that I chill in the studio in. They're so old but comfortable and they're kind of falling apart. I got to bring them back together. I'm going to sew them so they can be fixed up because I really love this bodysuit. It's one of my favorite things. I've had it forever. It's an Echo Red bodysuit from back in the day. It's a throwback, but it literally is one of my favorite things. And I don't wear it that much. I wear it once in blue. And it was made so well. I mean, it's like the most well-made velour thing I've ever had. Back in the velour days, I was in high school during the velour days. You enter their spirit because that's the only way. If you're not in their spirit, they don't think about you when they go back home. You want them to think about you when they go back home at night. Like when I go out with this guy on Sunday, he has to be thinking about me when I go back home. When he takes me back home, because I'm going to have him drive me home, I'm going to meet. So my plan is I'm going to go out on this date with him, but I'm going to meet him there because my plan is to freestyle before he gets there. So he's going to come to the restaurant and I'm going to be there maybe like an hour to an hour and a half earlier, just playing around, relaxing, and just racking up a tab that he's going to pay for. So when he comes, I'll probably be like 2 or 3 drinks deep. Actually, I don't drink that much, but I drink wine. So because this is going to be a festive night, I'll probably be 2 wines in when he shows up. And then I might have another glass of wine when he gets there. That'll be my night. And that's as much as I'm drinking because I have to be, on point. He's not a dangerous man. He's a wonderful man. He's a good Black man. He is about 15 years my senior. And, at the end of the day, he needs someone to take care of him. And I could see that he thinks I'm that woman and I will take care of him. I will never do him dirty because I care about him like a friend. But if he wants me to do that, he's going to have to uplift me and make me his wife. And he's going to have to really sit back while I get my career. So while I'm out here bringing artists to the forefront and putting my music out here, I'm going to need you to sit back because I'm not going to be slaving for Massa anymore. Like I'm pretty much anything I do now that's corporate is a contractual role. I mean, I'd rather work as a receptionist making $20 an hour than to work at certain people's corporate company nowadays. I just have a different mindset. So as far as I'm concerned, when it comes down to seduction, he needs to feel like if he doesn't see you, like he should be smelling you when you're not there. He should literally be smelling your scent when you're not there. He should be smelling your scent when you're not there. He should be thinking about your hair. If you're a Black woman, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it like it is. You can have natural hair, but if it isn't of a certain texture, press it out. I have a good texture in the top of my head and also on the very back of my head, like top, the side, like basically all the perimeter except for the middle. The middle right here is very, very tight. It's definitely 4C right in the middle right here. Back here is 3A, or not 3A, sorry. Back here is 3C, a nice curly, real curly, nice, beautiful, big curls. Up here is 4C. Over here is like 4A, 4B. I've got like 4 textures on my hair. So it's a lot. I pressed my own hair out yesterday. In order to seduce a man, you have to be in his spirit. He needs to be thinking and craving you when you're not around. Like when I'm not, like, this guy hasn't seen me in a while, so he's not craving me just yet. He likes me and he hasn't seen me in over 10 years. But literally, when he sees me on Sunday, even if I have my own hair in, which I may get a weave done, but honestly, I think for him seeing me for the first time, I'm just going to show him this because this is pretty much what you'll be getting when I become your wife. I'm not going to always have weave in my hair all the time. I'm pretty much going to look like this for the majority of the time, except for when I really want to go out. I might get my hair braided and throw on a nice, sexy wig, uh, or if I want to do a photo shoot or something. But to be honest with you, you're going to pretty much see me looking like this. This is pretty much how I've looked my whole 20s. This is how he met me. He might have met me with like a long straight joint, but it pretty much looked just like my hair. He's not going to ever catch me in no ratchet. So pretty much if I go like this and I have my hair done like this is pressed out nice. And then if I put a couple swoop curls in it and give it some more wispiness, it's going to look so sexy because he's a corporate type. So he's going to like that. But in order to seduce him, you really need to look good. You need to be the type of woman that when you enter his spirit, your physicality comes into his mind. Like he needs to be thinking about you. He needs to be thinking about, damn, she smells so good. I bet she'll smell like that when she's doing what she's doing to me. Or, damn, she looks so good. When I bring her to my friend's house, they're gonna all want her, but she's mine. Or like if a man doesn't have that perception of you, and I'm not gonna say this works for women because it's not. This is a one-way street on this one. Men are there to catch. They are the predators. We are the prey. So at the end of the day, if he is the type of man who wants to catch you because you're sexy and you've entered his spirit, the only way to do that is by looking good, by attracting him on every level, by talking a certain way when you're with him, which I'm working on a lot because I have a lot of energy and I'm very talkative, and I'm also very intelligent. So I like to discuss things. Like when I'm with my boys, I talk all the time because I'm never going to fuck them. Or if I have, it's like something that I do for fun. They know I don't take it too seriously. So when it comes down to it, I just think it's right for us to know that when we enter a man's spirit, we pretty much got him by the balls. So right. People are narcissists. So in order to get them to stop feeling like you are conceited or like you are the problem or like you are distracting them, like, most men are going to look at you and be like, is she self-absorbed? I mean, I had men tell me this all the time. You look self-absorbed. It's my responsibility to change his perspective and enter his spirit so that he knows I'm all about him, whether I'm self-absorbed or not. People are narcissists, so the minute that you show him you're all about him, he literally won't have another option. He's going to want the woman that's all about him. It doesn't matter. He could be approached by women of all colors, and if you are sexy, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you're the woman who makes it all about him, you will win. And you do that until he proposes to you. Then it's all about you. Flip. It's all about him until the point where he's really getting serious. It's all about him in the beginning when you're trying to get him to do things for you. Right now, it's all about this guy. He's moving. I'm about to help him do whatever he wants. If he wants to take me to shop, like he mentioned taking me shopping, I know I mentioned I didn't want to go, but I'm gonna hit him up and say, hey, listen, if you want to drag me along with you, I'm game. But to be honest with you, we have dinner plans on Sunday. I'm probably gonna just wait for that. But if he wants to take me with him, maybe I can get some. I don't know. I'm gonna make that decision tonight, tomorrow, depending on how it goes. If he wants to see me on Saturday and just spend a couple hours shopping and just take me home, great. If he wants to go to dinner the next night, great. But there will be no spending any nights over at his house. There'll be no. He can take me to dinner. If we go to the mall, he'll have to buy me a couple things. Like I'm gonna need him to show me that I'm worth it. So I'm gonna need him to do a couple things for me at the mall. I don't know what they are, but when I'm in the mall, I'll just make the decision. So yeah, art of seduction is just one of the keys is to know how to enter a man's spirit so that he's addicted to you. He has to become a fiend for you. He pretty much has to want you so badly because every time he's around you, you make him feel like a god. And if you don't do that, he won't want to be around you. He won't be seduced. Anyway, just my take. And I only came on for a quick second because I said I would. Laws of power. We talked about them earlier. I guess I could open up one real quick for you guys and kind of go through like, play a sucker to catch a sucker. This one just loves opening because I keep it. I guess it knows me. This book knows me. This is perfect. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a queen to be treated like one. I hear a lot of women out here saying, hey, queen, yes, queen, and all this bullshit. I say queen a lot, but I only say it to queens, women that I know are queens. Basically, it says the way you carry yourself is the way you'll be treated. That's a fact. Learn how to carry yourself like a queen so that you can attract a king of any color. You want a man who's pretty much going to take care of you. It doesn't matter what he looks like. It's all about what you look like, queen. You better look great. His pocket better be fat. Otherwise, it's not a match, right? The match is I look good and his pocket is fat. Because when I used to go out, when I was working at that French liquor company, and we used to go out, all the French guys, when I went out, and you'd see their wives, some of them were black even. Some, like when I say black, they were the French black, brown. But they, oh my God, they were jumping on the tables in tight ass bandeau dresses and like no panties on, like in the holiday party. And I was taken aback. I've never been to a holiday party that was so free. And I'm American. And it's wow. So I learned something. I learned that no rich man wants what they were training us to be, which is workhorse bitches. They don't want no workhorse. If you got bags on your eyes because you're doing spreadsheets, quit your job. They don't want no workhorse. No rich man wants a workhorse. The only thing you're supposed to be working is his dick. You're supposed to be working his dick every night. You work his dick every night, you will work his wallet. Fuck it. They say enter his spirit. You enter his spirit, then you work his dick. You will have him like this. Like that. So it's, yeah, that's a fact. You have to act like a queen to be treated like one. And you know what queens do? They fuck their king. They fuck the shit out of him. You know why they do it? Because they know that they could easily be replaced. Even though you're a queen, a man can easily, even back in the day, a man could easily denounce his queen and sully her reputation and cast her out of the kingdom and pick another young wife. I'm sure it happened. So to be honest with you, it's no different now. He can kick you out of the kingdom any day. What keeps you in the kingdom is that you've entered his spirit, you secured your place in his heart, you ride that dick every day, anytime he wants it. unless you're on your period and you really don't want to fuck, unless you're on a bad day and you're really having bad hormones. But if you can have sex with him and he wants to have sex with you and he is a man who's providing for you and taking care of you, meaning he's already put the ring on you and he's going to, he's engaged to you and you're getting married, then fuck him as much as you can. I don't think it makes sense to string a man along for sex for too long. I think that once he's shown you that he's ready to pretty much do whatever you say, like I'm going to go on a date with this guy on Sunday. He hasn't never had sex with me. And so this is why I can afford to make him wait, because he wants this pussy, but he's never had it. He's going to wait. But let's say I had sex with him already. I wouldn't make him wait that long. Why? Right now it's a fantasy because he's never had it. But if he had it 10 years ago, I would tell him, I would pretty much just give it to him in a way that lets him know that, like, this could be yours. Like, here, I'm just going to ride it real good tonight. This could be yours if you wife it. But he won't get that much after that. He won't get that much sex after that until he puts the ring on. And so it's like, you want to be treated like a queen. You want to be wifed. Stop doing low-level girlfriend shit. I don't believe in the title girlfriend. I never did. Because how I feel like this, how could I be your girlfriend? It makes no sense. My grandmother didn't call that girlfriend and boyfriend. She called that your friend. She said, oh, your friend. She knows that means sex. But your friend means that he's not good enough to be your husband. So he's your fucking friend. That's how we respond to him. He's your fucking friend because he's not good enough to be your husband. He's your fucking friend. So when my grandmother comes around and sees, and when she saw certain men, she would call them a certain way. Now, when I got with Steve, Italian guy, I always talk about my guy who really loved me. My grandmother loved him. Not because he was Italian. Hell no. He wasn't the first white boy. But because he would take her sometimes he would just take her to the movies. A good man. And like literally, she would call him by his name. She was like, well, and she would say, her man, Steve. That's how you knew that was real, a real relationship. My grandmother said, her man, Steve. Like, it was so sad. At the end of his funeral, she goes to the edge of the fucking ledge because she stayed the whole night. And she almost tipped his casket over because she's like 4'11", 5 feet. And she went and kissed him right there in front of everybody, black and white. It was one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen in my life. People that came together for a man that deserved it. And like, let me tell you something. If you want to be a queen, you need a king, meaning he has to have a kingdom. So if you want to be treated like royalty by a king, then he needs a kingdom. If he wants to be your king, he better have a home. I don't mean an apartment. This man that I'm fucking with right now, he will never be able to marry me until he gets a home again. And he knows it. He knows I won't marry him unless he gets a home. Now, here's how it could go. Either you could get your home without my help and try to marry me, and then what if I don't like your home and it's a new home and you're stuck in it now because you just got there? Or you could get engaged to me, allow me to find you a home where I want to live. Either let me get the commission for the sale or put my name on the deed, or both. And then maybe I'll consider marrying you and moving into your place. Like, I'll stay in my place until we get married, and then I'll move into the home but trust me, I made a decision that if I have to, I made this decision. The decision I made. If as a Black woman in my 30s, I have to go and buy a home myself, I'm never getting married. Get the fuck out of here. If I have to give myself access to property, then what the fuck do I need a nigga for? Let's be real. If I have to, even Cardi's man didn't help her financially get a home. They just bought a fucking home, even though it's ridiculous and looks crazy. I mean, it looks like they'll have a great time, but it's so big. How the fuck they gonna? Listen, that's their business. I don't care. That's their business. I don't care what they do. All I'm saying is that even she recognizes that she would never marry a man unless there is property. That comes with the deal. We can't get married until I see that you have enough money for property. Right now, what I'm seeing from Boy is that he's actually suffering. He has a new baby, 2 years old, He has to pretty much, his mother's there, but I bet he pays his mother a little something because she wasn't shit when he was growing up. But he's like me, a little compassionate, so he's gonna still take care of his mother because he's actually a good black man. He forced himself to become that against all odds. So a lot of you people don't deserve shit. And here I go pumping him up, and he's not even my husband yet. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta slow ourselves down. But yes, he is someone. He is a catch. I don't need to catch him because he wants me. So he's a catch for some other bitches, but for me, I'm kind of out of his league already. No lie. I could be caught by a younger, more attractive, sexier black man. Or any man of any color who's a king. So I know that he knows that I'm out of his league, so he's going to have to secure it. So me hearing that he's losing, when you're selling your condo without another one, and you're talking about a rental, to me it's a loss. Because your rental is probably as much as your mortgage if you have a decent space for you and your daughter now. That must mean that you're paying a lot for your rental, which means you might fuck up your plan. I don't know what kind of money he's coming into with the sale of his condo. Hopefully it's enough, but he needs to be able to come out here and do something real in Brooklyn. I don't have time for Queens. Leave Queens to the Queens niggas and bitches. We don't have time for that. I'm from the Bronx. I came to Brooklyn to be an entrepreneur. And if boy wanna marry me, and if I enter his spirit, and if I listen, let's see what happens. All I know is that I'm going to enter his spirit just like the book told me. I'm going to carry myself like a queen. I already do that. I don't respond to everything he says. He just sent me some message. I told him I was taking a long walk. He said, enjoy the walk. He's going to hang out with some friends for the night, and we'll check in tomorrow. And instead of me even writing okay, I just, thank God. I mean, Apple, you guys are fabulous. I just thumbs up his message. I'm not even going to speak. I'm not going to get caught like a jackass talking too much in front of a man who is way more intelligent than me and way more advanced than me in terms of he has a plan. I fit in his plan. That's why he's been stalking me, because it's not because he's my plan. He's not my plan. I've been running away from this man, but I fit in his plan. And I realized that when I went, and I thought about him the other day, and I went, and right there, like clockwork, my birthday, 2019, happy birthday. I didn't even respond. As soon as I responded and said, I just saw this, jumped on it. Then within seconds, I threw my number, and he was calling within a half hour, and I hadn't even forgotten I gave him my number. I picked up all shitty. It was like, yo, who's this? And he was like, may I speak to Jackie, please? And I said, wow. I said, excuse me, who's this? Changed my tone as soon as he said that, because he's a grown man, and that's how he speaks. May I speak to Jackie, please? Hey, who's this? It's ABC. You just told me to call you, so I figured I wouldn't text. I would just give you a call. All the time with these young black niggas, man. I mean, in 10 years, it would be different, because the ones that are like 19 and 20 who are building a strong black foundation right now and understand group economics and uplifting their women, they will be of age to get married. Anywhere from like 5 to 10 years from now. We'll be seeing a different. But for right now, us women that are getting married right now in our 30s and late 20s right now, find yourself someone who's a little bit older if you have to go black. Because you want to be treated the way that other people's mothers were treated. I don't want to say that your mother, because my mother was treated, she's trash. But I want to be treated the way that some of my other friends' mothers were treated, like the ones that had good black men in their life. I want to be treated like the way my uncle treated my aunts. It was not always amazing, but at least he tried his best to provide. In my case, there will be no trying. You will provide before I become your wife. That's the only difference here. You can do all that finesse shit with an older bitch who's fat and in your league. Like literally, if he had to get a woman that was in his league, she would be like 50. And she wouldn't be 50. She'd be like 45. Because I think he's around that age, 45, 46. She'd be like 45, 46. She would be probably a overweight woman, because he's a little overweight, and most sexy women at that age who are really fighting to keep beautiful at 45 are not going to be with a big man. So she would probably be overweight, 45, maybe not be that pretty in the face. Even if she was pretty, she'd be run down in the face, kind of like him, because they work similar job. He could really never have a woman like me. So I'm going to give him the opportunity, but first I have to get into his spirit so that he's addicted to me. And that's what I'll be doing on Sunday. I'll be getting right into his spirit so he can grow that addiction to me. Then I won't even spend a lot of time with him. Dinner will be quick. Dinner is going to be less than 2 hours. It's going to be like 2 hours, and I'm going to ask him if he could drive me home. Because remember, I'm going to freestyle before he gets there. So if dinner's like 2 hours, I'll have been in the restaurant for like 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. So I'm going to have like 3 hours in the restaurant. I can't have people seeing me in there like that. They might think I'm a prostitute. So first, even though I don't carry myself that way, but you understand what I'm saying? There are high-level hoes out here too. Maybe I am a high-level hoe. But pretty much when I go out, I want to basically meet people up, because I have to diversify my portfolio. What if this guy what if he's perfect and everything rolls exactly how I want it and fits into place how I want it? What if he's not? And that's more likely. So I have to hedge my bets, and I'm going to go out, meet a couple people before he gets to the restaurant, and then hang with him for an hour and a half. And then, listen, I got to get up early in the morning. And as a matter of fact, he wanted to do this on Sunday night because I know MLK is the day is off. But I might cancel and try to do Monday night because I don't want to get stuck having to spend him think. You know what? I'm too grown. He can't make me stay over at his house. At the end of the day, he doesn't have a house. He's selling his condo. Okay? Like he said, he has 2 places but no home right now. No problem. So you can take me out and you can take me home and you can go home after that. Anyway, guys, yeah, art of seduction. Learn how to roll like a queen so you can get treated like one. Learn how to enter a man's spirit so that you can make him basically lust for you in a way that is unknown. And I mean beyond lust. You want a man to feel like he can't live without you. The minute he feels that way, you have got him. Isn't that what Lori Harvey is doing to Future right now? I'm just saying. And she know how to do it because her mother taught her. That's a fact. So there's no fucking excuses for you bitches out here. Go get taught. There's a million women out here teaching you guys. I'm over here just sharing my opinions. I'm not even tried and true. I'm kind of in the shitty generation. I'm in the generation of niggas ain't shit in my whole generation. Lori Harvey gets to date niggas in my generation, but then also the younger niggas like her too, because she's a little bit younger. Anyway, long story short, she's beautiful. I'm beautiful. I could probably pull 2 or 3 of the niggas that she fuck with. Maybe not all of them. And so to be honest with you, but I wouldn't want them. Because you know what kind of guys I go for? I go for bankers. I go for the man who's next to the money. If you're not next to the money, how will you have the money? Unless you're shucking and jiving. So I think she would prefer shucking and jiving, and I would prefer a man that's in the background paying for the video and producing everything. That's just my thing. That's how I've always been. Maybe it's the LaGuardia thing. Maybe it's like, having gone to art school, you know where all the jobs lead to. It's like I come from a background where I understand like each piece that these entertainment, Steve Harvey is a comedian. But to be honest, when it comes down to like music and it comes down to arts, the way I see it is like, it's different in the arts. It's just different. We have to empower ourselves a little bit more, and we have to be able to do more by ourselves as Black women when we're in the arts, because the Black men in the arts, they lust for the same thing we want. They want to be in front of the camera almost like bitches. Sometimes I look at a nigga funny when he wants to be too popular. Like, I understand a man's need to want to make music, but when he wants to be in the forefront of the spotlight all the time for anything, even when it doesn't pertain to his music, what it says to me is that you really thirst for the level of attention that a beautiful woman would have. And it almost makes me worry for the men out here. because a lot of them are low-key jealous of us, and so this is how we are getting to a lot of men that emulate us and transsexuals and things like that. Men that really, really want to be us. So just you're a queen, so guard that shit with your life. Enter into his spirit. Don't give him a damn thing but hope, and you should be all right. Okay. All right, seduction. Peace, guys.